Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. We're ready to go. Off to the first hole. Getting ready to start the round. Frank, what is the importance of getting off to a good start?
It's imperative, Rich, really. Try and find your rhythm, conditions of the golf course. Really get into the round as quick as you can. Well, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
We have 115 yards to the hole. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so.
So the second of the par four goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Not a problem there, Rich.
That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Second hole's just 371 yards. Frank, are players licking their chops, thinking they need to make a three here?
Yeah, if you can just accept the fact that you're going to have a longer second shot than you'd think for a hole of 370 yards, then that's the first way to overcome this. Just put yourself a short iron in your hand. Do the attacking with the second shot.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
All right, Frank, what's the player looking at here on the second hole with the approach shot?
Well, Rich, notice the bunker that cuts into the green on the left side. It turns it into a crescent-shaped green. So really there's three distinct sections, the one in the back, the one in the middle, and the front. Just be very wary of where the flag is here.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Frank, players had hybrids. Some had irons out off the tee on that short par 4 second. Time to get the big stick out here on third.
It certainly is. The third hole you play here, three totally different looks off the tee. This hole appears straightish off the tee, but well bunkered down the left, which makes you push that tee shot a little to the right.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. This is a nice little 135-yard shot. So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. And at least now he's only going to pay the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Now back over to the fourth. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Solid play, heart of the green. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey. Now at 1 under for the round. Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day. The fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot. He's put the lake on the right.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
What a great shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
He's headed for a handful. This his fifth shot. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole, how would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for 2 in a row now. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He's in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a 3-shotter. If you can get it close to that crosswalk that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a good lag putt there, Frank.
Yeah, the whole idea of a lag putt, sometimes you build a 3 or a 4 foot circle and just try and get it inside that. Good putt.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nice birdie to move to 3 under par for the tournament. Finishing out the front 9 with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, what has stood out for you watching this player into these wins?
A lot of smart decisions. Not trying to fight the wind, using it, and really just a lot of good strikes, one after the other. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough.
Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
And he's made it onto the green. Clean this up with a tap. Nice par to remain 3 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Now the second shot here at 10. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. And now we'll have this for birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but...
A good effort, a good par putt. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11th? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. the other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole at a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a 3-shotter, and in some respects you get rewarded for laying up here, because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. We're also seeing more long putters in the game.
Yeah, there's a choice. If you don't feel comfortable with a normal grip and you've got a few nerve issues, then you can, well, use a longer version, jam it in your chest, have a different fulcrum point.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Could really use this one. It's for birdie.
Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich.
Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you'll just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a 3.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Third shot about 100 yards out.
He needs a sort of miracle putt.
Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Not a good hole of golf here. It is that time to pick up and move on. Fourteenth hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options really: poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300 yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge in. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Now the approach shot here at 14. This is a good-looking shot. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard.
Just a couple of feet. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Now to the par 4, 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. That requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage. But you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16th. Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Well, couldn't have done much better than that, and the eagle is looking very likely now. Getting set now over the putt. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side, too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to 2.
Now on to his 3rd shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. And he's putting for double bogey now. Now at -2 for the day. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
And here it is, the final approach shot of the day. Tug that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And he's made it onto the green now. And getting ready for the putt. That's a round of 70 on the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. So long for now. Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. And let's go down to the first. Stepping up to the first tee, sights set on posting another low number here in round 2. Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation. Well, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good solid par right there. Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, for a long time, the stadium course at PGA West was thought to be too difficult for the professionals. How'd that happen?
It wasn't really unusual. A lot of Pete Dye courses, when they first came out, with the wooden bulkheads, so visually intimidating. It was such a departure from traditional golf design that players, they weren't very receptive to it. They thought it was too punishing, and yet now we look some 20, 30 years later, Pete Dye's going to go down with the Mackenzies, the Donald Rosses, the C.B. McDonalds as one of the most innovative and one of the great architects that actually changed the direction that the game's gone.
Back in the late 1980s, the Tour Pros actually refused to go back to the stadium course. They signed a petition to get it removed as one of the host courses, a ban that effectively ran until 2015. But now the Career Builder Challenge will return to the rotation in 2016.
Sneaking into contention here with that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. That's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Frank, this looks to be the kind of approach shot here at number 3 that a high-level professional would like to hit.
We don't see as many guys cut the ball as what we used to in the sort of Lee Trevino days. So really the modern-day player likes to hit the ball right to left, and this is a second shot that certainly suits that. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Now at the 4th, par 3, and Frank, what's the key here?
Somehow find some green grass. The name Sandpit pretty much tells you what is around the green.
Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side.
That's a bit offline in the rough. And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
Just a little tap in here. Seems to really have the touch today. Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The fifth hole here, it's called double trouble. So yeah, there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But, if you're long enough, if you can just sneak it past 335, that's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it out there, and that would be the longer hitters, you might have what into this green?
Well, you can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Maybe double eagle.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Down, little Sheba, down. That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
He'll need to be strong with this. Safely aboard. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey.
Good read, good line, well played.
Frank, the seventh is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two. safely on deck.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Frank, I thought that was in. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important that this one goes in.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Well, he really moved that one. 320 yards and in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back. What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards, then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Nice long tee shot there and a good lie, Frank. Player really needs to be dialed in here. This approach shot is not easy by any stretch here at the 9th.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Trying to make yet another birdie. couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Good effort and good par putt. Setting up to start the back nine here, and if it's anywhere near as good as the front nine, Frank, he'll be very happy with his score at the end of the day.
Yeah, the hardest thing right now is to just keep doing the same thing without focusing on the score.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Getting set now over the putt. Wow. Almost fell within just a few inches of dropping. So they'll tap in. Whew, this is tough to watch.
I've already got my eyes covered.
Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at PGA West. It is the 11th. It is nicknamed, appropriately, Eternity. 617 yards. Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, we were commenting earlier in the day that this round had really gone wrong. Are you surprised that he's been able to put it back together?
Oh, certainly. He'd lost his composure, his rhythm. So really to be playing this well so quickly after that, you tip your hat.
Always a chance in this game. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. He'll take par and move on. Frank, P. Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank here at the par 4 12th, getting ready for this approach shot. Good chance for a 3.
There is. Notice the contours on the green. They sort of slope towards the back and down that left side. So you can actually use that in your favor with this approach. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, trying for another one today. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now teeing off here at the par 3 13th. Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Solid par. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's two definitive options, you know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
Looks like about 80 yards left.
The lie pretty much dictated the result. Thick rough, tough to get that all the way to the green.
Trying to muscle it out of there, but you had to be Schwarzenegger to get that one done.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
He's made it. 14th hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options, really. Poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300-yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge. And
well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nothing wrong with that par putt. This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Good tee shot, right in the fairway, and plenty long.
Second shot.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
That one was running so hot. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Well, well, well. Here we are at the famous Alcatraz. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. We're ready to go. Off to the first hole. Frank, it's a different feeling on the first tee on a weekend. third round of a championship like this than, say, in the first round, isn't it?
You know you've got the grips of the golf course. You know the holes that are birdieable out there. More importantly, too, you know how well you're playing. It's all in front of you. Sport, especially like this at the highest level.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Second hole's just 371 yards. Frank, are players licking their chops, thinking they need to make a three here?
Yeah, if you can just accept the fact that you're going to have a longer second shot than you'd think for a hole of 370 yards, then that's the first way to overcome this. Just put yourself a short iron in your hand. Do the attacking with the second shot.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. So that one settles about 18 feet away from the cup. Pretty good shot.
It's no snack, though.
Oh, I thought he had that. That's costly right there.
Painful.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. That's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Trying to make yet another birdie. This is a pretty good performance right here. 6 under for the tournament. First par 3 of the day. It is the 4th here at PGA West, sitting at just under 200 yards in the card. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That is another laser right at the flagstick. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day. The 5th, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot. He's put the lake on the right.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Well, Frank, these winds have not at all subsided. Still a challenge.
Yeah, the same for everybody, and that's where you've just got to adjust your own mental par. Golf course was going to be difficult when you teed off. It's certainly no different now. Now, the way that came out, really lucky to be on the fringe.
Yeah, he'll still have a good chance to come out of here with a decent score. So this is the 3rd shot to the par 5. Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
For good reason, not just an eagle too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3/6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
Frank, looks like he came over just a little bit.
Yeah, that one wasn't pretty, but it's still gonna get away with it.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's a nice lag putt. Frank, what would you focus on a long putt?
That 3-foot circle, obviously you allow yourself a little bit more the further and further away you get, but just expectations, lower them a little bit. There's certain distances, just take 2.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par for 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green, so it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance, that really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number, something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here.
And with that birdie, tied at the top.
Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par 5s are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little off line, then it just becomes a 3-shotter like it is for everybody else.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. Safely on deck.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, this is some sensational stuff here.
Eagle to tie.
Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Frank, break down this second shot here at the 9th hole.
The second shot's a little bit like the tee shot. We know that the biggest trouble is on the right with the water, but there's also a bunker between water and green. So Pete Dye is enticing you to try and play the correct shot, which is one that just moves a little left to right towards the flag. And there is a little bit of relief. If you just miss it a touch, you're in the sand, not the water.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Good contact, good result. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
So, sizing up the approach shot here at the par 4 10th, what's a player trying to work out right now with their caddy?
Distance club selection is always the situation here when you have something to carry and something to stay short of.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Clean this up with a tap. He'll take par and move on. Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West, 617 yards. 310 yards and straight, you can win with that. Second from an excellent lie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Birdie try up next. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Frank, Pete Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank here at the par 4 12th, getting ready for this approach shot. Good chance for a 3.
There is. Notice the contours on the green. They sort of slope towards the back and down that left side. So you can actually use that in your favor with this approach. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Standing over his birdie putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads. I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you'll just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a 3.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. This can be a cruel game at times. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Just a couple of feet. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, you know, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Now the approach shot here at 14. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Midway through this back 9. Could use this birdie here at the 14th. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
As they say, 300-yard drive, 1 shot. Miss a short one, also 1 shot.
Yeah, that's painful. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. They'll take it. That's a par. Well, Frank, we are turning home. It says so on the scorecard here at 15.
It is, and once again, another example of great bunkering by Pete Dye. Bunkers on a lot of golf courses are just simply left and right, but what Pete Dye does, he lets them cut in, especially that one down the left side of the fairway. It cuts in, so it has to be avoided, and it's going to be about 280 yards to take it completely out of play. That's probably the best line, is to get it just past that last bunker on the left side.
But this one has a chance to be really good. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
This is a good-looking shot. Superb shot.
That's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
So a tester from 4 feet. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching 2 tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be.
Second shot.
Down. Lay down. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Knocks it up on the green. It is about 28 feet away from the hole. Trying to make yet another birdie.
When you consider the length of that putt, that's a good putt.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
In the big scheme of things, that bogey won't even count.
One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the three bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Drops for a birdie. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list.
Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today, it's the final round of the Career Builder Challenge. We're off and running here, and let's take you down to the action at hole number 1. Our co-leaders starting off the 4th round here. No doubt we'll want to get some momentum early. That has to be the priority.
Yeah, really, it's a coin flip amongst the leaders at the top, but got to make sure you keep an eye on the chasing pack, because if you just worry about the guy you're tied with, these guys here, if they make a few birdies behind you, then all of a sudden you might be just looking at dust. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits the cut coming in here. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway.
Frank, at this, the highest level of the game, the margins are so razor thin between winning and losing. It becomes about not wasting shots, and I think that's why players really enjoy stroke play.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Rich. That's why the best players, they want every shot to count, and the best format of golf that requires that is stroke play. In match play, you can get away with a big number. In stroke play, they want it to be a body of work. Every single shot adding to the score.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just a lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Now getting ready for the approach shot here at hole number 2.
Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Locked in on the read and the speed. Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie birdie to open. Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here, and if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Good contact, good result. Starting off the round very well here, Frank, hitting fairways.
Yeah, like any sport, really, you've got to get off to a good start. We always have that unattainable goal of perfection, but really that's what drives us forward.
Good-looking shot right here.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach,
Giving him another good look. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Frank, we're not at the beach. We're in the California desert, but I'm staring at plenty of sand right here.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving here. This is where somehow you do have to focus on exactly where they put the flag, and that's on the green stuff. Green is 36 paces deep. If you can just focus on that and don't let Pete Dye's sort of weirdness with all that snaking bunkers left and right, then just try and approach it as a straightforward par 3. I know it's easy to say, hard to do. Common thread here, rough, rough, rough.
Long way again. Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good, solid par right there. Frank, this looks like a fun hole. The first par 5 of the day, 535-yard fifth.
Yeah, as long as you've got something that doesn't go left off the tee shot and doesn't go right off the second shot, you'll be fine. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my eye.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck? Really? This is an awkward length.
But you hate to miss from that distance. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
What a hole this is. 255 yards, par 3, water everywhere you look. This is a real test.
It's called Amen, and whatever religion that you subscribe to, you better say a prayer before this one.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Good clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Settles in over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the 7th is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons. Nice putt, count it. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up too. You could hit anything from there.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5/8. Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope you can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, swing looks tremendous. And just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Birdies are nice, but eagles are better. Frank, the ninth hole at 452 yards. That water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward. Well, par fours, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. Now the difficult second shot here at the par 4 9.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Now the second shot here at 10. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Getting set now over the putt. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. A little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side. So you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5. His second shot.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Now the third shot here at the par 5 11th. And it makes the green in regulation. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but requires a better shot.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, they had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Frank, what's the right play here? Second to the short 12th.
Short flags, obviously got to keep it on that front section. When you've got a back flag, you've got to get it over that little faint ridge that's in the middle of the screen. Got to go past that.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That will be a great look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Drops it in for birdie. Now at the par 3 13th, and Frank, in some ways, this is vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. His use of wooden bulkheads, plus the fact that he gives you that diminishing line. The further you go back into this green, you realize it's a larger carry. It just sort of reeks of something that's hit to the front mid-right of this green.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday and trying for another one today. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed. Really solid strike.
Frank, what's the best way to make three here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's two definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play till you finish the hole.
Good contact, good result. That is tasty looking right there from just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a line like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Moving into this second shot here at hole number 14.
Be safely on deck.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And he has it for birdie. Solid par 4 here. The 15th is 468 yards. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, what are you thinking on this second shot here at 15?
Well, if mentally you could take out all that bunker complex on the left, this second shot would look extremely straightforward. And that's really the way you've got to play it. You've got to act like those bunkers aren't there on that left side. And therefore you can go straight at this flag.
Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par 5s here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here. Second shot. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Well, he's on the green, but still plenty of work left. About a 25-footer coming up. And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. You love them, the birdies, and that's another one. Well, let's see, Frank. The par 3 17th. Just 168 yards. You can't miss it right. Can't miss it left. Can't miss it short. You can't miss it long. Good luck. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's three groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine.
Just a beautiful approach shot. Frank, you've been there around the world. What's this moment like?
You don't forget it, Rich.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Just a tremendous week of golf, and that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat this high-quality field, and that is something that you will remember for a long, long time.